Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. Today, let us see a yoga in which three intellectual planets, the planets Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury. Why am I calling all these three as intellectual planets? They don't only, focus on intelligence, but Jnana Karakas. These all three are Jnana Karakas. That is, they promote in acquiring knowledge. Jupiter is for knowledge, Venus, that is theoretical knowledge, and Venus is for practical knowledge, and Mercury is for the intelligence. So, all these three planets are involved in this yoga, particularly Jupiter. Jupiter, because it craves for, Jupiter gives you the craving for acquiring knowledge, a lot of knowledge. A person with a Jupiter, a strong Jupiter, would want always to know, about several subjects. And in this yoga, when Jupiter is well posited in a particular place, then they become experts in their particular fields. So Kalanidhi Yoga, one of the strongest yogas for intellectual experts. So Kala means art, and Nidhi means treasure. So he is a treasure of art. So that is what is the uh, yoga's name itself, that he is a skilled person, a treasure of art. So, an expert in the field, hunger for knowledge, because the fifth house is intellectual pursuits and higher knowledge. And when Jupiter is associated in the fifth house, it gives extraordinary results of high knowledge and the craving for understanding things, the understanding creation, so many other things. Second house is primary education, and a person who will learn even while he is earning. So, second house means when he is a young child, he learns from the family and he keeps seeking knowledge. And when it comes to his middle age, when he is earning, also then he will keep, learning. His learning will never stop. The second house from the ascendant, from any given ascendant, is the face, the eyes. This is the ascendant, that is the crown of the head, and this is the face, which includes the eyes. The second house is the eyesight or the vision. So, a person who has a great vision with Jupiter in the second house, I am telling. So, this yoga happens when Jupiter is in the second house or in the fifth house, associated or aspected by Venus and Mercury, or Venus or Mercury. And the second option also is there, that Jupiter, if it is in the second house and the fifth house, and those houses, if they are owned by Venus or Mercury, then this yoga comes to existence. So the ninth house also plays a very important role here, because a guru, that is, the fifth house is for the pupils or the intellect, the learning intellect, and the ninth house is for teaching. So, if a person has a strong 1-5-9 combination, then the person will also will learn through his learning and also teach what he has learnt. So, this is a very strong yoga, a Kalanidhi Yoga. So, once again, let me explain. Jupiter is either conjunct or aspected by Venus and Mercury and is in the second or the fifth house, or Jupiter is placed in the sign of Venus or Mercury and it is the second or the fifth house. So let us see some examples. You will be able to understand how this yoga comes into, it comes in the chart. So let me take the classic example given in the Parashara series by Sharmaji. So this is the Capricorn ascendant. So going ahead with this ascendant, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth house falls here in Sun Taurus, and if you have Jupiter here, along with Venus. This is a very strong Kalanidhi yoga. So the other classical example is the Gemini ascendant with, the ascendant itself is of Mercury. Here, the ninth lord is Mercury. See, why this yoga, how this yoga forms for Capricorn is the fifth house is associated by Jupiter and, Venus. Why did I write Mercury there as a sign? So, Jupiter and Venus, even Mercury, it would not be wrong. But Jupiter and Venus, and if the ninth lord is also Mercury here, this becomes a very strong Kalanidhi yoga. So here, if I have Jupiter and Venus, the Lagnadipati itself is Mercury, that is the ascendant lord, and we have Jupiter and Venus in the fifth house. Even I can add the Mercury also here. So this becomes a extremely strong Kalanidhi yoga. Fantastic. There are other ascendants also, which, all the ascendants can get Kalanidhi yoga, but there will be a lot of variations because these planets, Venus and Mercury are not benefics everywhere. So they can give some malefic results also, like giving rise to difficulty in marriage, giving rise to difficulty in relationships, because Venus is Kalatra Karaka, that is the signifier for relationships, and Jupiter is Putra Karaka, signifier for children. So usually for people who are having the fifth house combination of Jupiter and Venus, from here also the fifth house combination of Jupiter and Venus, these people usually they don't get children at the early age, but they get children at a later age. That is because there is another yoga called as Kala Nirdishta Putra Yoga. We will come to that yoga later on. Kala Nirdishta means time controlled, or time will tell when the child is to be born. So they usually give the timing as 34 years, 38 years and 44 years of the person's age. So Kalanidhi Yoga is when the wisdom, the Lord of wisdom Jupiter, the Lord of intellect Mercury, the Lord of practical implementation, or that is Venus, practical knowledge. Venus is situated either in the second house, like for example for Gemini, if I put Venus along with Mercury, and also if I put Jupiter along with Mercury and Venus, this constitutes a very strong Kalanidhi yoga. So it is to be seen from the second and the fifth only, because observation is key to knowledge. Observation, that is the second house, is key to knowledge, that is the fifth house, and fifth house is the house of imagination, is the house of dream, the house which keeps a person alive. These people will be very happy in life. They will be very happy in their knowledge pursuit. They will never, tired on with regard to anything other than this. They get fixed on certain things and they pursue it with full happy, motivation. They don't get, into depression in the way of learning things. They are always open to learning. So they are like young students, they always feel young. Why? A young planet like Mercury is involved in this particular process. It's not a person who, he shows his old age or experience or anything like that. Nothing. He will be young. You talk about the subject, he suddenly becomes young. So any subject, these people can be very good artists, very good fine arts experts in music, in astrology, very good in teaching subjects like mathematics, life sciences, yogic sciences, Vedic sciences, because fifth house is also for mantrasthana. This is one of the most strongest yogas for education and pursuing doctorate. So thank you very much for today's class.